What's up guys, Steve here with Fish On. Please shoot me a thumbs up, share and subscribe, and let's see where we're fishing today. Thanks for tuning in.
Well, good morning. Today I'm standing in very shallow, very weedy and algae-filled Berthoud Reservoir. We're going to start off with a surface popper on the fly rod, target some bass. It's pretty early. I am wet wading. I just threw on some old shoes and come out here, see if I can get a surface bite right in the middle of all this algae. Basically trying to simulate a frog with this guy, and just fun to catch little bass on the fly rod. Did an episode here a few weeks ago and got into a whole bunch of little ones, and you know there's bigger ones in here. Some of you guys have caught them, and I didn't get any last time. I got a fun yellow perch in the mix, but we're gonna throw right into this algae and see what happens. This ought to be fun. I mean, just to show you guys how thick this is. I'm wet wading here, but bass live in this stuff. I can cast out right here and see if anybody's home with the fly rod and the surface popper. There's one. There's one. Little guy that slammed the surface popper. And this is a little about the size we caught last time. But you know what? It's still fun. That's a Colorado largemouth bass on a surface popper. Let's go. Gotta be one that lives there, right? Come on, bass. Wondering how well the action I'm giving this and the bite comes out in the video. Probably not that well, but these surface poppers are so fun. Chartreuse is kind of my favorite color, or green, but color also doesn't really matter. I guarantee we'd be catching fish on any color if I'm popping this thing on the surface. But yeah, if I had to choose, I'd say just like a chartreuse or green. Chartreuse is sort of that yellow green. It's my favorite color. Come on, bass. Let's go, bass. There he is. All right, so we've established the babies again. You know, you gotta have bigger fish than this in here, but we'll take them. And here's another baby largemouth bass on the popper. I mean, just dump him right into these weeds here. He'll figure it out. See you, buddy. Anyone think this looks any good for a surface popper on the fly rod? Oh my gosh. If you're ever gonna call your shot like Babe Ruth and guarantee a fish, it'd be right now in this throw as I wade to a new area. Let's see if I can make a good throw here on the fly rod. There he is. Yeah, that wasn't very hard to call that shot, was it? He's buried me in the weeds, but it was also a tiny one. Is he still on? Oh my gosh. That's bass fishing. Somewhere in there is a baby largemouth bass. You think this little guy wanted it? Cast into the Colorado sunrise. Come on, fish. Just a little frog on the surface. That's all it is. You're gonna think it's a little frog. There he is. That one, wow, that was cool. I mean, tiny bass, but like you could actually see this one just like swim towards it from the left. And somewhere in here is a Colorado bass. Or did he come off? No, he's in there. There is no way to make this fish look bigger, but it is Colorado bass. Fish on. Baby bass on. Surface popper. All right, guys, the surface bite has totally died, as we expected, as the morning's gone on and it's getting hot. It's mid-August, so we're going to use a conventional lure on the fly rod. This is a Garland little soft plastic crappie bait, but it'll work for about any species. And as you can see, I have a non-weighted hook because this is a shallow lake full of weeds, full of algae, so I don't want any weight on there. If this was you know, conventional tackle and spinning gear, I would have a 1/8 ounce jig head or 1/4 ounce jig head or 1/16 ounce jig head, but this is non-weighted. I don't want this sinking into the weeds, so fun way to throw like just regular lures on a fly rod, and it'll keep us catching fish as long as we want to stay. So this soft plastic's going to be deadly. Here's where we were just fishing, kind of the boat ramp in the dam area, and yeah, so this non-weighted soft plastic bait is going to allow us to keep catching fish, and it's going to stay above the weeds for the most part. And here's the first throw with it. So it's sinking slowly, but it's allowing me to stay above the weeds, so it's just perfect. And there's a baby bass on the first throw, and we got to find his brother. But you could probably have 100 fish day if you don't mind catching baby fish. So I'm working this just like a streamer, and it's staying above the weeds since it's got no weight. And there's another one. I mean, yeah, they're small, but maybe there's some bigger ones in here, and maybe the below the surface bite will bring a bigger one in play. But oh, and there's the drawback to non-weighted. There's nothing to keep that bait on there. So yeah, you better have a few of those with you. But the bait fell right off without the weight on it. But there's another largemouth bass out of Berthoud Res. This might be the smallest one in here. Oh, it's classic. Baby bass. Baby bass again. That's a fun catch. It just slammed it. I saw water breaking, like the surface breaking, like 10 feet away, and he just made a line for it. I can't resist it. Second one, maybe actually big enough to lip, sort of, but not really. That's still a baby bass, but fun. See you, buddy. Fish on, baby bass on, tiny bass on. They're small in here, but that's really small. That's also fish number 40. Baby jump from a baby bass. Swing it over the algae. Baby bass. Always fun to see a snake. That's a good sized garter snake. I thought it was a bull snake at first. It's just a big garter. Hey, buddy. Let's see if I can pick him up. Just a big old garter. Fish on, baby bass on. There's another tiny bass. This fella got me in the weeds. Fat little fish. We'll take him. See ya. Another fish. Baby bass. Well, I think I'll wrap up the day with this fish. But that was a legitimate 50 to 75 fish day. They were all small. I did see one or two big ones, which is encouraging. But time to go. About 3 hours of fishing is all. And I mean, encouraging that I saw a couple big ones. Apparently there was a great spawn here the last year or two for these baby largemouth bass that we're catching. Started out with surface popper and then went to the weightless soft plastic minnow with just a single hook. So incredibly fun way to catch a ton of fish. Never had a big one. Not one of them hit a single pound, but 50 to 75 fish day easily, and lots of fun, something easy to try or to take kids out to do. And we might get the boat out tomorrow with my boys up on Lake Estes. So yeah, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next show.